David, I'm interested to know about your perspective on, it's a bit of a cliche, work-life balance, or what we were saying before,
Or work-strife balance.
work-strife balance. It's the social part of farming that isn't necessarily talked about very much. It's certainly in holistic management, it's one of the pivotal aspects of it. Do you want to tell us a bit about about that concept and also how it fits into your business and your life?
Sure. Certainly when we were in the industrial mode of farming, I was incredibly busy. I was probably too busy to reflect, I think. And I loved it. You know, I was very keen on what we were doing. I was in an agronomy group with a few other what our agronomists used to call us leading farmers. So that was good for our egos. but I really didn't have enough time to spend time with my family very much because I was just so busy. We were running 3 or 4 pretty large enterprises on the place, which required a lot of effort. And also, we, like most farmers running farms of a couple of thousand acres in this district, we weren't employing anyone or only employing casual labour. So it came down to me, and when I was away on a very odd occasion, my wife would stand in for me. But one of the things you do when you get into this holistic management, it's really one of the things that you try and write down is, how do you want to live? And we didn't like being so busy. We wanted to have more time to do some of the things we wanted to enjoy away from farming, but also spend more time reflecting and just being with ourselves. So, and certainly that has been possible. This farm is very simple to run now. It takes very little time to do what I need to do each week. I can probably, I don't want to gild the lily and say I don't do anything, but to move a mob of a couple of hundred cows and calves and shift the water and move the electric fence, which is just a solar panel driven energizer, which powers up the existing fences where the cattle are moving. To do that takes about no longer than an hour and a half each time I do it, and I'm probably doing it twice a week at the moment. So if that's all I have to do, I've got plenty of time to do other things. And a lot of my time is spent avoiding my obligations of all the other bits of time that are now available for other activities. Quite often that involves a rather large list that husbands have to try and tick off, but it's one of those it's like a never-ending story. It keeps on getting new things that need to be ticked off as time goes by. But no, I joke about this, but I really don't feel like I'm very keen on reading and trying to understand more about what we're trying to do. So that gives me a lot of time to do that sort of stuff. Also, I'm involved in a writers group. I write a blog on a website called Arlash.
Give it a plug.
Yeah,
David.
give it a plug. Arlash.com. If you just open that up, Arlash sounds for the Alliance for Regenerative Landscapes and Social Health. So it's about connecting landscapes and people, food and health. So it's completing the circle of food production from healthy landscapes leading to healthy communities. So I write a blog on there from time to time. There's 60 odd of them there now, if you want to troll through them. And so because of that, I've been part of a writers group which is attached to the Fenner School for the Environment in Canberra at the ANU, and that's been an incredibly stimulating thing for me to be part of. They're mostly academics. There's some of them are writing PhDs, some of them are writing books, and they present their work monthly. We usually have a couple of things to to look at and consider and comment on. But you know, I wouldn't be able to do any of those sorts of things if I was pursuing the previous form of agriculture which I practiced. So yeah, I think the other thing, I mean, we don't have any kids at home now. I've got a son who lives in America, a daughter who's married, got an engineering business, and now a farm up in the Narromine Trangie area. And then our younger daughter is at university in Sydney doing a medical degree. So we're not raising our kids daily, but we're able to get down to Sydney reasonably often, and medical students are pretty hard to catch up with. They're so busy themselves. They probably have got a very poor work-life balance, I think. But no, we're able to do the things we want to do, and we don't feel pressured except by when the weather changes. But you know, I think in the past, when the weather changed, we didn't have the tools to feel like we had any modicum of control. We were just on a slope sliding gradually into the abyss of the maw of drought. And now we certainly feel we can work out how many animals we can run in the current conditions. We absolutely won't compromise on losing ground cover like we used to in the past. And we've been through some pretty tough testing times with drought since we've been managing this way, and we've come out of it stronger financially. The landscape's improved, and we haven't felt under the social pressure that we used to. So that is incredibly important. I think the social part of it could be the most important part, actually.